I remember looking at my phone late at night, the glow of the screen reflecting back at me, and thinking about how absurd it was that something as small as a widget could represent something much bigger. Because when I took over X, I didn't just inherit a social platform. I inherited years of technical debt, cultural inertia, and a long list of we'll do it later decisions. And widgets were one of those things people kept asking about. Home screen widgets, lock screen widgets. Simple, obvious, useful, and yet delayed again and again. Not because they were impossible, but because focus matters. And when you're rebuilding the engines of a plane while it's flying, you have to decide which bolts you tighten first. So while people on the outside were counting features and comparing checklists, on the inside we were re-architecting systems, cutting latency, reducing costs, ripping out old assumptions, and asking a basic question. What should X actually be? And I've always believed that software should feel alive. It should meet you where you are, on your home screen, on your lock screen, in those tiny moments when you glance at your phone before a meeting or while waiting for a rocket to clear a launch window. And that's why the widget rollout mattered to me more than people might think. Because it wasn't about decoration, it was about presence, about X being a real-time nervous system for the world, visible without friction. And yes, it took longer than it should have, as I'll own that. But speed without direction is just chaos. So when we finally rolled out home and lock screen widgets for iPhone and iPad, it wasn't an accident or a marketing checkbox. It was the result of aligning the platform with a philosophy of immediacy, letting users see what's happening now without even opening the app, letting creators, journalists, and everyday people feel that X is right there, one swipe away from reality. And I thought about how ironic it was that something so small could feel like a milestone, because sometimes progress doesn't look like a rocket launch or headline-grabbing acquisition. Sometimes it looks like a clean widget updating smoothly on your lock screen. And I wanted that to work flawlessly because details matter. And when people say finally, I get it. But I also know that finally usually means the foundation is strong enough to support what comes next. And for X, that means deeper integration, more utility, more signal over noise, and a platform that doesn't just live inside an app but lives with you quietly, persistently, telling the story of the world in real time. And as I watched those widgets appear on iPhones and iPads, I didn't see a delayed feature. I saw a small proof that the long game is working, that X is becoming what it was meant to be. Not just a place you visit, but a system you live alongside. I kept thinking about how people underestimate the grind it takes to ship something that looks simple, because simplicity is usually the most expensive thing you can build. And when we push forward with widgets, I wasn't thinking about applause or tech blogs. I was thinking about behavior, about how humans actually interact with information, how they don't always want to dive into an app, how sometimes they just want a pulse check on the world. And that's always been the core idea behind X, the pulse, the signal, the now. And I remember conversations where people said widgets wouldn't move the needle, that they were cosmetic. And I laughed because I've heard that before. People said reusable rockets were cosmetic. People said electric cars were toys. People said buying a social platform and rebuilding it in public was reckless. But what they miss is that small interface decisions shape habits, and habits shape culture. So when X shows up on your lock screen before you've even unlocked your phone, that changes the relationship. It's no longer an app competing for attention, it's infrastructure. And infrastructure should be reliable, fast, and quietly powerful. And that's why we took the time to get it right, to make sure the widgets weren't just dumb mirrors of the app, but living surfaces, updating in real time, reflecting what matters most to you. Because the future I see isn't one where people scroll endlessly, it's one where they glance, understand, and move on smarter than before. And I think about how this fits into the larger arc: payments, video, long-form content, creators actually making a living, X becoming an everything app, not by copying others, but by integrating essentials into one coherent system. And the widget is a doorway into that system, a subtle one, but a powerful one. And when I say years of delay, I don't hear failure, I hear iteration, I hear learning what not to do, cutting away features that don't serve the mission. Because at the end of the day, I don't want X to feel bloated. I want it to feel inevitable, like it was always supposed to be there. And seeing it finally sit on the home screens and lock screens of iPhones and iPads felt like watching a piece click into place, not the final piece, not even close, but an important one. Because momentum isn't just about big moves, it's about consistent delivery, proving over and over that the platform is evolving, that it's alive. And I know some people will still say it took too long, and that's fine. Criticism is data, but what matters to me is that now, when someone picks up their phone anywhere in the world, X can be right there, quietly updating, reflecting reality as it unfolds, and that's the kind of presence that lasts. And as I look ahead, I can't help but smile at how predictable the cycle is. First, skepticism, then impatience, then acceptance. Because people rarely see the compounding effect of small wins stacking over time. And widgets are one of those wins that quietly reshape expectations. Because once people have real-time information living on their lock screen, they don't want to go back. And that's the point. To make X feel less like a destination and more like an extension of thought. And I remember asking myself whether we should even talk about it publicly or just ship it and move on, because shipping is the message. But stories matter too, context matters. And I wanted people to understand that this wasn't about catching up to anyone. It was about setting a baseline for where we're going. A future where X isn't just reactive but anticipatory, where it surfaces what matters before you even ask for it. And the widget is the first hint of that. A small window into a much larger system that's learning, adapting, and optimizing in real time. And when I think about the years ahead, I see X evolving into something closer to an operating system for human activity, communication, payments, media, ideas, all flowing through one coherent interface. And interfaces start at the edges, the lock screen, the home screen, the places you touch most often. So, yes, it took time. Yes, it should have existed earlier, but timing is about readiness, not pressure. And now the platform is ready to support features that actually scale without breaking, and that matters more than winning a news cycle. Because I'm not building X for a quarter, I'm building it for a decade, maybe longer. And these widgets are a reminder to myself, as much as anyone else, that progress isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a quiet update that slips into your daily routine and never leaves. And when that happens, you know you've done something right. because the best technology doesn't demand attention, it earns it. And that's what I want X to be: present, useful, and relentlessly focused on reality as it is, updating in real time right there on your screen.